Hi there, my name is Jeff Sackman. I run a GMAT website called gmathacks.com, and I've written a comprehensive math guide to the GMAT called Total GMAT Math. What I want to use this video to talk to you about is divisibility rules. As you probably know, on the GMAT you don't have the benefit of a calculator. That means doing a lot more mental math than you're probably used to. You don't have Excel to help you, you don't have the calculator to help you, you don't have any apps on your phone to help you. So you have to do a lot more work at the lower levels of mathematics than you're accustomed to. One of the ways you can take some shortcuts is knowing some common divisibility rules. That is, if you're given a big number, you can look at some easy shortcuts to see, is this number divisible by 3, or divisible by 6, or divisible by 5? So some of these might be familiar to you, some of them probably aren't, but I'll do a quick run through some of the smaller numbers and we'll talk about how to determine whether the large number is divisible by these smaller numbers. So starting with 2. This is the easiest one. If a number is even, it's divisible by 2. If it's odd, it's not. If you don't feel comfortable identifying an even number right away, just look at the last digit. Is the last digit 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0? That's it. If it's 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0, the number is divisible by 2. 3, you look at the sum of the digits. So let's say you have a number like 225 and you want to know whether 225 is divisible by 3. Add the digits 2, 2, and 5. The sum is 9. If the sum itself is divisible by 3, then congratulations, you've got a number that's divisible by 3. So because the digits of 225 are themselves, the sum of them are divisible by 3, 225 is divisible by 3. In the rare case that you sum the digits of a large number, like let's say you're summing the digits of 999, and you get 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 27, let's say you don't know whether 27 is divisible by 3. So you just repeat the process. 27, 2 plus 7, 2 plus 7 is 9, 9 is divisible by 3, just keep summing those digits. So is the sum of the digits divisible by 3? Now this one's pretty simple, but it's probably the most powerful of all the ones you're going to see here. So number 4 is a little trickier. It's similar to 2, but it goes a little further. So for 4, look at the last 2 digits. So let's say you've got a number like 524. And you probably don't know offhand whether 524 is divisible by 4 or not. So look at the last 2 digits. 24. Is 24 divisible by 4? That you probably know. So if 24 is divisible by 4, the whole number is divisible by 4. Now if we were to look at, say, 526, we do the same thing with 26. Is 26 divisible by 4? It isn't. So for that reason, 526 isn't divisible by 4 either. So you're looking at those last 2 digits. 5, this is one you might be familiar with. For 5, just look at the last digit. If it's 5 or 0, the number is divisible by 5. 375, last digit is 5, divisible by 5. 379, last digit is 9, not divisible by 5. That's all it takes. Moving on to 6, a number is divisible by 6 if it's divisible by 2 and 3. So if a number's even and it's divisible by 2, if the sum of the digits are divisible by 3, it's divisible by 2 and 3, then and only then is it divisible by 6. That's it. No additional steps necessary. Finally, 9 has a very similar rule to 3. You sum the digits and see what you get. The only difference is that the sum of the digits itself needs to be divisible by 9. So take a number like 27. We know 27 is divisible by 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 is divisible by 9, so that works. But take a number like 33. 33 is divisible by 3, so it would work up here. But 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 is not divisible by 9. So the sum must be divisible by 9. Similar rule, slightly different last step. Finally, let's add 10 to the list. Very similar to 5, only a little more strict. Remember, with 5, the last digit has to be 5 or 0. 10, the last digit has to be 0. This is probably something you know, even if you've never thought about the rule. 370, 480, 2,410, all those things are divisible by 10. But as soon as you change that last digit to 211, 976, not divisible by 10. That's all there is to it. Now you'll notice I left out 7 and 8. There's no really good rules for 7 and 8. If you search the internet, you'll find some rules, but especially for 7, the rules are, in my opinion, more complicated than they're worth. What you can do, however, and I've written an article on gmathacks.com about this tactic specifically, is something I call the nearest neighbor method. So let's say, I'll make a little corner down here. For 7, let's say you want to know whether 287 is divisible by 7. What you do is you think of large numbers that you know are divisible by 7. So for instance, you know that 70 is divisible by 7. 700 is divisible by 7. So 70, 140, 210, 280, all those multiples of 70 are themselves divisible by 7. So when you find a big number that's close, I just mentioned 280. So if you know 280 is divisible by 7, you can count by 7s in either direction. So 280 plus 7 is 287, plus 7 is 294, and so on. So you can get to 287 fairly quickly if you have a little bit of comfort in working with multiples like that. Now, you might not be at that stage yet, but I encourage you to just toy with numbers a little bit more, play with multiples and factors. That will help your GMAT score, and it'll help you get through this sort of division that much faster. So just by getting close to the number, you can often get a sense of whether the number is divisible by 7 or really by anything else. You can use the same tactic for 8 or 11 or 13 or any of the numbers that aren't listed here. But that's a more complicated tactic and it takes a lot more practice. The main thing I want you to take away from this is all these simpler numbers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, all of them have fairly straightforward rules, and if you're trying to factor a large number or see whether a large number is divisible by a specific small integer like 6 or 3, all you have to do is use these simple rules. You don't have to do division, you don't have to use half of your scratch paper working it out. Just apply these rules, you can figure it out quickly. It'll help you get through the GMAT math section faster, and it might just improve your score. See you next time.